What up? Back with another segment of the Love and Respect Experience. I am the Nasty Pastor. Um, you like these chapters, these segments, these episodes? Like, share, and comment. Spread the word. Anywho, I believe we're working on chapter 23 this time. Once again, how life treating you? Good, good. And I got a comment on my Instagram account, Only Faith Ministries, and the guy was explaining he got back with his ex. Then he sent like some info if I wanted to get back with my ex. So my ex would be the wife that was. So let me clear this up again to the world. You got what I'm saying? If you think this right here, what I'm reading from, is a message that I want to go backwards to the wife that was, You get it? If you find the post and you go read the comment, you'll get it. See, forget the fact I've talked it, I've made posts about it, but what I could never understand about women, period, is this right here. If you don't trust the man you're with, why are you with them? So for me to talk that, for me to post that, for me to stand on that, I don't trust the wife that was. You get that? So why would I go backwards? Why would I go backwards when there's been lies that's told? When there's been things that have been shared about our marriage from her mouth way before we even got a divorce? Why would I go backwards knowing this woman has done a lot of cheating on me? Why would I go backwards knowing ain't a lot changed about her? I don't even care to or wish to find out if anything changed about her. You understand? I've heard enough, seen enough, talked to her enough to know to keep going forward. To keep going forward. Once again, I'm going to say this to you. You can go backwards. I'm going to keep pushing forward. You understand? You feel me? I'm 52. I'll be 53 in October. Satan ain't reinvented the wheel yet for me to fall for no BS. Everything I've learned under this sun for 53 years, Satan's gonna have to reinvent the wheel to get me to fall into the BS. Get it? Now let's go on and get into the Love and Respect Experience. The author of this book is Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. Yeah, we left off finishing up chapter 22. Chapter 23 titles read, "Excuse me, is that your foot on my air hose?" Now you know what that does, right? You know what a foot on the air hose does, right? Just stop the air, right? So, you know, you can kind of relate that to a person not being able to breathe. A person got their foot on your throat, you can't breathe. But the scripture, the verse comes from Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 12. A wise person's words win favor, but a fool's lips are self-destructive. Got that? A fool's lips are self-destructive. Now see, I tell a lot of people I'm a fool for whom I pray to, but I ain't a fool to you. I know how to talk to you. I know how to understand you. I know how to understand the BS that you talk to me about. And when I share information, I try to be on point. I try my best to be exact, have some facts. But as I said, let's go and get into chapter 23. As I talked with a very successful businessman who had been married 42 years, he mentioned an occasion when his wife came to him verbally in a very disrespectful way. He could have fired right back, but he chose to use what he had learned from love and respect. So he said, honey, did I do something or say something that felt unloving to you? As Emerson says, maybe I stepped on your air hose. I don't want to get on the crazy cycle. Tell me, did I do something that was unloving? In this instance, his wife apologized and admitted it was her fault. They avoided the crazy cycle when he used the little code phrase, maybe I stepped on your air hose, to try to find out what he had done to be unloving. Of all the tools in the L&R kit, there is none more useful than the air hose. So these people have a safe word, you know. Like when things getting out of hand, you know, you have a safe word that cut the BS from escalating. So that'll be your 22 week, you know what I mean? If you're really following along and you're understanding what this is about, this self-help, you know what I mean? You may not have the money to go to counseling. You may not have the resources to do some things to help your marriage. But the first step in helping your marriage is seeking help. I don't care if it's a book. I don't care if it's counseling. I don't care if you have came up with your own way of you and your spouse figuring how to make your marriage better, but you got to work on it. You have to work. You got to put in work. You can't just sit there and see it spiraling out of control, see it spiraling out of control, see that it's out of control, and sit back and say, well, I'm going to just accept this. I'm going to just be that man, be that woman, and accept this from my spouse. If you're unhappy, go seek you some help. As I say, a wife has an air hose connected to a love tank, and she needs love like she needs air to breathe. When her husband steps on the air hose, she deflates in the face of feeling unloved. On the other hand, a husband has an air hose connected to a respect tank, and he needs respect like he needs air to breathe. When his wife steps on his air hose, he deflates in the face of feeling disrespected. Stepping on air hoses happen in the best of marriages, and we do it in different ways. The chief of which is how we use words. To paraphrase today's verse, a wise person words of love and respect wins favors, but a fool's unloving and disrespectful words are self-destructive, not benefiting that person one iota. Ironically, it's easy to step on your spouse's air without really trying. A discussion turns into a slight disagreement, which escalates into a real difference of opinion. Back and forth it goes with foolish speech flying thick and fast as one or both air hoses get trampled in the process. It need not be, but what can a couple do when they find themselves on the edge of the crazy cycle? Perhaps just after leading a small group discussion in their home on love and respect. People tell me how to use the word picture of air hoses to relieve the tension and communicate their needs to each other. In love and respect, I teach wives to say, that felt unloving. Did I just come across as disrespectful? And I teach husbands to say, that felt disrespectful. Did I just come across as unloving? I hear from L&R couples who tell me they want to ask these questions, but somehow it is a bit awkward. It is much easier to say, excuse me, but is that your foot on my air hose? Or perhaps, honey, I detect I may have just stepped on your air hose. Am I right? Once the ice is broken, it's easy to talk about who is feeling unloved or disrespected. Some spouses don't even have to use words. One husband told me that his wife chooses to say empathetically, "You're stomping on my air hole." But he prefers to just grab his throat and act like he is choking. Either way, they each get the message and are able to exchange wise and pleasant words like, "I am sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Please forgive me." Solomon was right. Wise words win approval, but foolish words are destructive. How odd yet encouraging that when we use this simple word picture, good things happen. As one couple told me, we watch for the signals when either of us might be stepping on the other's air holes. And our relationship was literally revolutionized. Amongst many, many more couples, may the revolution begin. Well, we done got to the end of chapter 23. And I'm going to say this, Your marriage can be what you make it. It can be something wonderful. It can be argumentative every day. It could be your poison. It could be the drug that killed you. It could be place and time, a trigger to you self-destructing yourself. So really understand, first of all, marriage is a sacrifice. Second, you gotta work. You gotta work in your marriage. You know what I mean? You have to put your spouse before you put yourself. You have to think about what are you doing. Even women feel disrespected. You got what I'm saying? I get the fact women can feel more unloving than a man can, and we focus more on the respect part. I get that. But a woman can feel disrespected. A woman, it's things that you could do in public where that woman feels disrespected. And that goes back to feeling unloving. You know what I mean? Respect and love go together. It goes together. It blends in harmony. You know what I mean? It's a perfect tune when you have love and respect. You have both. You're not fighting for one. You got what I'm saying? Both is there. Both people that's married understand, I must love you. I must respect you for this to work. Anywho, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. We just finished up chapter 23. Stay up. Stay humble. Stay working. And believe this. Anything you work at, it's going to produce some good fruit. See, good fruit don't have to be that, oh man, I got my marriage on track. Good fruit can be, I found out that this ain't going to work. Let me move on. Because the more you stay in a bad situation, you start to feel like a bad situation. You start to talk as a bad situation, move as a bad situation. So please like, share, comment. Please spread the word. And once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Yo, I'm out.